It's November 24th, and it's time to get serious about the outside Christmas lights. I normally start on Thanksgiving Day, but since Thanksgiving's a little bit late this year, I better get started now. First things first, though, better get rid of the fall decorations before we start on the Christmas stuff. Pumpkins are getting a little soggy here, and they're soon going to be messy. All right, Christmas folks, I hope you're all ready to come out of hibernation and go out in the yard here till January 1st of 2020. Then I'll put you back upstairs here for another 11 months.
This is for me.
That is a fine looking bird, Mom. As I said, I generally start on the outside decorations on Thanksgiving Day, but we always have Thanksgiving dinner at my house. But this year, my son Andrew and his wife could not make it back from Utah. So anyways, my wife, daughter, and I, my oldest son and daughter-in-law, Abby, we all loaded up and we drove 5 hours to my mom's house, had Thanksgiving dinner there. It was a good time. My little brother, his wife, and son was there, so had a good day. 5 hours there, had hung out for a few hours after dinner, and drove back home that night. So on Black Friday, I got serious with the Christmas decorations then, and it generally takes me 3-4 good days to get everything put up and so forth, and I go for having everything lit up on December 1st. That's my goal, and then I take everything down on New Year's Day. I do this all by myself, other than having some help, maybe hand the stuff down from the loft and everything, but there's a good look at everything I got, and we'll walk through this when everything's up, and I'll talk about some of it a little bit. I do have extra breakers and so forth put in at the house for this. I've been doing this for a long time. I actually got my first light up nativity set when I was in like 5th grade. I bugged my mom and dad for one. I got that. I used to put lights on the house. I really got into this. I've always been fascinated with Christmas lights, and when I was a little kid, the town that was close to us was Latonia, Ohio. There was a guy that went all out doing his yard and everything, and I always said when I grow up, I'm going to be that guy. But anyways, I don't know if I'm quite there yet, but I give it my best shot. Christmas time to me, as they say, the most wonderful time of the year. Christmas to me, it's not about getting presents. I could really care less if I got anything or not. It just seems like everybody's in happy spirits and so forth this time of the year. And then come January 1st, everybody goes back to being jerks again. But anyways, I really enjoy this time of year. Days are short, kind of the workload's done and so forth. So just a good time to relax with family and so forth and enjoy a little Christmas time. One of the most common things people say to me or talk about my Christmas lights is, I feel really bad for you that your wife makes you do all that. Well, my wife has nothing to do with this. My wife does a nice job decorating the inside. She gets into Christmas just as much as I do, but maybe not on the outside part. For her, if we just had some candles in the windows and a wreath and so forth, that'd be good enough for her on the outside. So anyways, this is all me. And, of course, people always make the comments about the electric bill and so forth. I didn't think my electric bill went up that high, but then again, my wife's the one that writes out the checks or pays the bills online and so forth, so I thought it just went up $100, but I was just informed the other day that our electric bill this time of year goes up over $400. I have all the lights on automatic timer, so I got everything where it comes on about 5 p.m., and that's about the time it gets dark here in December, a little after that. So everything comes on at 5 p.m., and I have the timers go off about 12:30 to 1 a.m. in the morning. Then they come back on at 6 a.m. till about 8. That way I figure people, going to work in the morning or kids riding the bus and so forth can look at lights. A lot of my decorations are outside stuff, especially this blow mold stuff and so forth, they don't even make anymore. So a lot of this stuff I bought new, 20, 30 years ago. I find a lot of stuff on eBay. I'm always looking on eBay for different Christmas ornaments and so forth. So able to put stuff together that way. I just can't quite get into this inflatable stuff. I do have an inflatable snowman I put up in the backyard, but that stuff just doesn't do it for me. And I've slowly got everything switched over now to all my Christmas lights are the LED lights. They're a little brighter. At first I didn't like them, but you can hook so many more sets up together and they don't take near the power. So we'll see if my electric bill goes down over time.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
nativity here in my backyard. This was made in the late 60s and early 70s. And by the time I was able to buy a nativity, they no longer made this and it was hard to find. But I remember a lot of the churches and so forth when I was real little had that set, and I never knew how to get one. But thanks to eBay, it took me 3 years, but I was able to piece the whole thing together. And I just have it here in my backyard since I already have another nativity in the front. I figured I don't need two of them in the front yard, so I just have this one in the back. And plus I paid a few dollars for it to put it all together. So it's just back here pretty much for my enjoyment, for me or my family to look at, or if you know me and you come over, you can see it that way. But anyways, that's why I have two, and that's the story behind this one.
Oh, come let us adore Him, Christ the Lord.
And call me crazy, but I even decorate the workbenches inside my shed in the backyard here. So got a couple things here. I don't have room for them in the house. So this nativity right here, my grandma Les would have bought this, I believe, down in Mexico. Her and my grandpa used to go down there every winter to Texas, Arizona, I think back into Mexico too, and they bought this. So this got handed down to me after she passed away, and I put it up out here in the window. And then this Christmas village right here, this was my brother Jeff's, who passed away a few years ago. So this got handed down to me, and I have no room to put it up in the house, so I put it up here in the shed. And I just feel guilty leaving this stuff in the boxes, so want to display it. It's Christmas time, and it's an awesome set. And then, of course, Christmas trees here. Put up this little tree. That nativity was one of the original nativities I had years ago when I first got married. And then the bigger Christmas tree there on the workbench, that is actually a tree I carry in my pickup truck. So when I'm traveling for work the month of December, I set a Christmas tree up in my hotel room every night. And the week before Christmas, we got a little bit of snow. It was enough I got my snowmobiles out for a little bit, so I had some fun there. But I always try to wait and take pictures of my lights and so forth when there's snow on the ground. But it did get warm a couple days before Christmas there. It got pretty warm, actually. So we lost most of the snow, but we had somewhat of a white Christmas. But anyways, we still had a nice Christmas. And I'm going to end this video with just a few pictures I took inside the house and so forth on Christmas. So didn't get into doing much video or anything like that of any family meals or opening gifts, stuff like that. But anyways, every year on Christmas Eve I do up a prime rib, and then on Christmas Day my wife does a turkey and a ham. So as I've said in other videos, my wife is an excellent cook, so no shortage of good food around here. And I also made this homemade cheesecake you're going to see right there. And anyway, we just had a good time. My mom and her husband come out on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So my son was home from Utah and daughter-in-law from Utah. So they were home for almost 10 days, and they just flew back. And I'll be going out there snowmobiling here soon. So stay tuned. We had a very Merry Christmas. Want to wish everybody a late Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for watching.